on the Rushmore Show. It's all about your top four and nothing more. Let's get it. Woo!
Welcome to the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. We are so excited, so excited. This whole month is a theme. Normally we do an episode-to-episode theme, but we decided we are going to take the entire month of March and we're going to dedicate it to something that I am extremely passionate about. We are all extremely passionate about, and that is music. So we're going to call this Music March. Here at the Rushmore Show. So every week is going to be a theme based around music. And today, what we're going to talk about, we want to give you our Rushmore and talk about our top four vocalists of all time. This is another one, Kirk, that is so hard to eliminate. So what was your process in doing your top four, Kirk, when you were deciding how
so right off the bat, I'm thinking, gosh, where does this go? Research, I don't really have to research too far. So many names popped in my head. Boom, boom, boom. But when you research it, I'm like, yeah, they're great singers, but I don't really listen to them. And I'm pretty sure there's a few safe ones here that I could just blurt out right now. But at the end of the show, I'm going to say about 15 people that phenomenal singers. I get it, but I'm not listening to them in the car ride. It's just not my jam down at the beach. If I'm chilling, I'm going to give you my top four favorite singers ever, mine, which means I'm listening to them as often as possible. So that pretty much eliminates all the ladies, unfortunately. I know. Y'all are going to kill me.
2022, Kirk? How can you do that?
Listen,
Stop
unless it's like
past.
Janis Joplin, I almost made my list. But, unless it's like that, they're really – the genre of music I usually listen to, most of the ladies don't make it. But there are, right off the top of my head, three ladies that – are probably the best three singers ever in history. Anyways, they don't make my list. It eliminates most of the pop, most of the oldies, which are like my dad's jam, like Sam Cooke. Yeah, I get it. But not on my list. So here's the thing. Most of mine are going to live between 1970 and 1999. And they're probably going to be pretty rockish. Also, last thing, I thought about putting some rappers on here because I listen to that a lot, but most of those guys are lyricists, not vocalists. So these are guys that are going to be very rangy. They can hit notes that we usually can't. And even when they replaced them, the guy wasn't nearly as good. So that's my criteria.
Yeah. So for me, very similar to what you said, like there's going to be vocalists that critics and music experts would rank that are not going to make my top four. And then there's going to be people who make my top four who would probably not make a lot of top fours specifically. But, there's one that I can think of that, I don't know, it may be a struggle to make some of them. But again, it's iconic to me. It's one that again, personal. And that's kind of what all Rushmores are about.
Now, the best part about this episode is we are going to have a guest on the show bringing out a Rushmore. So can you tell me all about our friend?
Yeah. So we decided to welcome on a guest today. If you've been following us for long enough, we've started adding in some guests to our show. And the guest for today, we go way back. We were actually in bands together, multiple different bands together. We went to the same high school. Grew up in the same area, and he's a fan of the show. He comments all the time and shares our stuff. We are welcoming in Dennis Breland. Welcome to the show, Dennis.
Welcome, Dennis.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
And we're excited for you to be here today. So, Dennis, why obviously, we know why we invited you on here. And I just mentioned that we've been in bands together before, but tell us a little bit about kind of your history with music and your passion for that.
Well, honestly, I guess me wanting to be a vocalist is what I do with the bands with Andy that we were in. But my dad used to always quiz me in the car. He'd be listening to classic rock and he'd be like, "Okay, who's this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He's like,
Name that tune, baby.
"Yeah, that's John Fogerty. You got to know that. He's the best singer ever." So,
Yeah,
vocals have always been there for me. And it's really, to me, that's what makes a band. I mean, everything else, but I can listen to some instrumental music, but at the end of the day, I need vocals there.
Yeah, definitely. So that, a lot of these singers we mentioned are very iconic. You hear one note that they sing and you immediately know who it is, what's going to be coming. Dennis, vocals in some of the bands that we were in together.
So what are those bands? What are those bands?
Yeah, so we used to be in a band. Volatile was the first one, was the name of the first one. After that was Invoke the Nightmare. Metal groups.
Then weren't you in like some pop band thing?
Not pop. It was like pop punk band. We were Everyone She Knows was the name. And Dennis, you weren't the vocalist in it though, but you were the bassist and had a lot of fun. Anyway, so we were in multiple bands together. And right now, just give you a spot here. What's the project you're working with right now, Dennis?
Right now, I'm in a band called Acala. It's with the Clark brothers from Haploid, who we always play with, and my buddy Mike, who actually I met on Craigslist. So,
and he didn't
they
kill
still
you.
Do that
so
kind of thing?
And he didn't kill me. Hey, it worked out for TJ, and he didn't kill me. So,
well, yeah,
single white female. I mean,
but that's what we're doing. It's more clean vocals than we used to have because Jesse has the voice of an angel.
Oh, he does. Love Jesse. Yeah. So you're doing some vocals in it as well, right? Am I right?
Me and Jesse switch back and forth on scream vocals, and he'll do cleans here and there, and
cool.
So yeah, it's nice having somebody else writing lyrics and writing vocal parts too. So
yeah.
So I got to just jump in and give you my expertise on vocals. Okay, one, I've never been in a band, but two, I am really good, especially in the car, making up my own vocals as I drive and forcing my family to listen to it. They make fun of me all the time. Yeah, I usually know about 3 words and then I make up about 17 until the next 3 words show back up. I have this uncanny ability, like my father, to, it's not really an ability. It's this crazy thing where when I sing, I actually try to sound like the person I'm singing. Yeah. And my wife just absolutely dies laughing usually at me. If I catch her eye in the car, it's like, shut up, right? But I just keep going because I love vocals. Vocals. I've never been in a band, can't play an instrument. But man, music, like we said in episode 1, music is a passion of mine. I like pretty much all music. I'm not really into opera or big choir gospel type stuff, but I mean, I'll listen to country, I'll listen to rap, I'll listen to hip hop, pop, you name it, even oldies. But there's a go-to for me to just get into a mood, and I think you're gonna hear some of those today.
Yeah, so we're not gonna waste any more time. We are gonna get into our Rushmore of vocalists. All right, so let's get into it. Kirk, start us off. Who's your Rosie on your Rushmore of vocalists?
Dude, I got it. Listen, there were so many people. Again, it goes without saying, but I want to make sure that if this is your first time watching, number 4 is usually the hardest one because you're absolutely saying nobody else gets in this club. And so number 4 was tough. I eliminated some. beasts that I think are amazing. But again, all the other people that I already eliminated. So I'm going to go with one that is really special to me. Really, really special to me. And I'm going to go with one that, this is probably the one that doesn't make anybody else's lists also. So for me, I think one, his song was our wedding song. And two, the other song that I was going to have as our wedding song, he sung, but my wife wouldn't take it. And so I really do like him a lot. Lead singer of Chicago, Peter Cetera. So our wedding song was with him and Cher, After All. That was the song my wife picked. And I absolutely wanted Gloria Love from Karate Kid 2. And she's like, no, you're not fighting for my love. You're not doing this. And look, our life now 11 years into this thing, we're about to celebrate our 12th anniversary coming up. But in that amount of time, my wife actually came to me. We listened to Gloria Love. Cannon and I was watching the Karate Kid like trilogy, quadrilogy it is now, and leading up to Cobra Kai. And the song came on. I said, Brittany, I still think this should have been our song. And she listened and she's like, yeah, that probably would have been better how our lives panned out. But anyways, Peter Cetera, inspiration from Chicago. His voice to me, like there are times, I actually went and watched live videos last night and tried to see if he was like harmonizing it with some kind of synthesizer or something, because it hits some just like, that's your real voice. That's just insane to me. And so yeah, I'm gonna go number 4, starting off the show really fun. Probably people are probably Googling it now. Who the heck is this guy? It's Cetera, Peter Cetera, lead singer of Chicago.
Good one. Definitely didn't expect it, so that's cool. That's one of those dark horses, but I definitely appreciate it. So I'm going to move to my Rosie, my number 4 of vocalists. And Dennis, you actually mentioned it in the intro. I don't know if he's going to be on your top 4 or not. But again, I go just to kind of give you my my preface again with this. I go for voices that immediately, the second a note is hit, I know who it is, right? No doubt. It's not always necessarily just the technicality of their vocals and everything like that. But my number 4, my Rosie, is John Fogerty. I love John Fogerty. I love CCR. I love his solo stuff, which is essentially Cadence, same thing, right? Man, every time I hear Fogerty, and this is kind of how my brain works, I know that it's CCR, right? But my brain also has a picture of Forrest Gump, right? Because I just think of that. It's that connection for me between that. I want to know. So I love John Fogerty's vocals, man. Like there's so many people who sing who, to me, just like, if you've got that voice that sounds like you like swallowed a piece of sandpaper, I love it's something. It's like I melt like butter, right? It's so good. John Fogerty. It's just all of the songs that CCR puts out are just fun to sing along to. It's one of those bands too that it's like you keep discovering all of these songs that they put out and you're like, man, they have so many hits. And in large part it's due to Fogerty's voice. So man, I love John Fogerty. I contemplated moving him up even higher on my list, but he is my Rosie. He definitely makes my top 4 in my Rosie spot of vocalists. So we're going to move to Dennis, our guest today. Dennis, let the people know, who is your Rosie? Who's number 4 on your Mount Rushmore of vocalists?
My Rosie is probably the most, notable name on my list that people will know. The rest of them might be a little obscure. But my Rosie is, because I grew up with them with my sister, is Axl Rose.
Come on. Good one.
My list. Gosh, almost.
Roses has always been just one of those bands I can listen to. Even Chinese Democracy, everything that they've done, I can listen to, and his vocals just, to me, make it.
He's another one of those ones, kind of like we're talking about, just like, and he's got a lot of technical skill, obviously, too, but it's just one of those ones, the second you hear him, It's him. You know it. And he's an iconic like character too, right? You know, like you got the whatever he's wearing and his little swaying and everything that he does. It's kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah,
his voice is just another level of high. Like he can get it different octaves, different. I thought about him. If you watched episode 1, it was the George of my intros, Sweet Child of Mine, and if you get past the intro, that's great because that's iconic, right? But but his voice when it comes in, I mean, bro, that's so good. Axl's one of those ones that that I was trying to Peter beat out just barely, but just because it was important to me. I love GNR.
Great way to start our Rushmore. Awesome. So Kirk, let's move on to TJ Jazzy Jeff. Who is your number 3? TJ.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain this one is going to make somebody else's list. It's going to make other people's list in our comments. Matter of fact, that my next 3 probably make a lot of lists going forward. But I'm going to go with more of my high school time, grungy time. I'm going to go with Chris Cornell.
Come on.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So I'm going Chris Cornell. Man, this guy's voice was another level. The first time that I ever can remember hearing him was Temple of the Dog with Going Hungry or whatever the heck the name of the song was with Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, which was another guy that he wouldn't be in the top vocals, but I love his singing. But, you know, here's the deal. Chris Cornell went to Soundgarden. Simple song like Spoon Man. If you listen to this guy and the range he hits in Spoon Man, it's insane. And then, like a Stone. These songs, I mean, there's so many songs that he sings that I just am blown away. And then later in his career, he partners with one of my favorite bands ever, Rage, right? Audio Slave, and pulls off some just insane vocals with, Morello and all those guys. I was like, I love this band. It's so good. Died a tragic death. Sometimes you wonder, like, man, you have it all. You have potentially could have it all. And after a show, he hung himself. And that I just don't get these things sometimes. But, that's what fame and fortune, we have to realize. I mean, fame and fortune doesn't bring happiness. So dude had just belted his voice. I love everything about him. Speaks a lot on my 90s time. And it kind of encompasses all that grunge and rock in that time. Chris Cornell, definitely my number 3, TJ Jazzy Jeff.
So let's move. I'm going to move to my TJ Jazzy Jeff. And actually, I'm going to let you guys know, I just changed it as you were talking, right? This is crazy. This is how Rushmores work. Like my Rushmore today might be completely different than my Rushmore tomorrow. It's just, especially when it deals with music and things like that, the Rushmores can change.
Well, I'm going to tell you, like in our peanut butter episode, I really wanted to refilm so I could put Grandma's peanut butter in somehow. I like as soon as we were done, I'm like, I forgot Grandma's peanut butter.
Yeah. So my number 3, my TJ Jazzy Jeff, I mentioned it with John Fogerty, is that people who sound like they swallowed sandpaper or whatever. I love this guy so much. He could read the dictionary to me and I would just be enamored, right? Is Chris Stapleton. I love Chris Stapleton's vocals. Look, maybe you're not a country fan. Maybe you are. This dude, and what's cool about him too is he kind of like, blurs the line. He does a lot of collaborations with like Justin Timberlake, which is really cool. You look at all the songs that he put out that he actually sings, but also all the songs that he's been a part of like writing and producing. But again, I'm just talking about his sheer just vocals. This guy, man, also when you look at him, it's not the voice that you would expect to come out of this big dude with this big old beard and everything, but he hits some notes and he's got so much soul in his voice that, like, man, it's just, I don't even know how else to say it. We went and saw him live one time and it's like the whole time I'm just like sitting there like, oh my gosh, how does this dude do it? I love Chris Stapleton's voice. The songs that he puts out are fantastic. Also, bonus, she didn't make my list, but his wife partners with him a lot. They tour together, they record together and everything. And his wife's voice, when you pair his wife and him together, they do this version of "You Are My Sunshine," bro. I'm telling you, like, he could sing "Happy Birthday," he could sing whatever, "Baby Shark," whatever. He could sing all of these things to me, and I would just be like, bro, I'm in heaven.
He's like the Morgan Freeman of music, huh?
I want Chris Stapleton to narrate the musical of my life. That's what I want to happen. Many people are going to be closed-minded. You mentioned it too. Like, I just love all kinds of music. There are certain like particular songs on it, but I'm never going to say like as a whole, a genre, I just despise it. And I used to be in a place where I was like, man, country, blah, whatever. And certainly there's some country that just, I'm like, that's kind of dumb. But if you listen to this guy, there is no way you can deny just how phenomenal of a vocalist he is. Whether you like it, enjoy it, or going to listen to it all the time or not, you can't look at him or listen to him and just be like, yeah, he's bad, he's horrible. You're being stupid and closed-minded if you're doing that. That's the end of my TED talk. So anyway, we'll move.
Well, here we go.
What you got there?
He has a really good song with Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars called "Blow" that he's in. It's like a rock song.
Yeah, and he actually was in like a bluegrassy band too before, and dude, the dude's phenomenal. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. So,
Dude, I love some bluegrass.
yeah. So, Dennis, give us your TJ Jazzy Jeff on your vocal.
So apparently these next three are going to shock us. So let's go.
Oh yeah. I'm excited.
Actually, while Kirk was talking, I changed mine around too.
Oh.
The one originally had as TJ is just off the list now. But my TJ for now is Myles Kennedy.
Woo! Yes.
He is just an amazing vocalist. Actually there were rumors for a while that Led Zeppelin was going to tour with him because Robert Plant didn't want to do it. That's all hearsay. But his vocals, his lyrics, and he's got one of those high voices. And it's so funny because, people hate on Creed, but the musicians are phenomenal and they show it in Alter Bridge. Yeah, Myles Kennedy. He's and he tours with Slash and he sings Velvet Revolver songs and Guns N' Roses songs and doesn't miss a beat with them.
Yeah, I love that. Myles Kennedy. Yeah. I was actually talking to Kirk before. We were kind of discussing, we were like predicting maybe who would be on your Rushmore. And I did say Myles Kennedy. I felt like he was going to be on there. So I'm glad it came through. But yeah.
Well, there was two of them you told me, and that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, so Myles Kennedy is fantastic, man. That is a really good, really, really good pick. And look, you said people hate on Creed, bro. We're not asking for a hot take right now, but I'm gonna tell you, Creed deserves way more respect than what they get. Their stuff, bro. If you don't belt out, can you take me higher? Like, dude, if that doesn't get you revved up.
Arms wide open, bro. If I hear that right now, I might just cry. Like, literally.
Well, I just heard. Yeah, dude, man, I love it so much. Now, I will tell you that Myles Kennedy is a much better singer than Scott Stapp, but Scott Stapp has got an iconic voice. One of those ones that That's number 4. If you guys are counting at home, maybe we'll do a trivia. Like,
there's the Rushmore. There's the Rushmore of iconic.
We killed it. That's good, man. Myles Kennedy, Alter Bridge, fantastic. Love that one. All right, Kirk, halfway through the mountain. We'll be coming around the mountain. What you got for Link?
All right. So I've been trying to figure out who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2, who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2, who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
I'm going to go with, which is widely considered probably the best vocalist male of all time by many places. I'm going to go with frontman for Queen, Freddy Mercury. So that's all I need to say, to be honest. The guy is insanely talented. was insanely talented. Every song that he sings, he has so many that are in movies and TV and Wayne's World, man, that's your jam. But Bohemian Rhapsody, to Under Pressure, whatever it is, he sings it and it is amazing. And then there's so many, like, you're an amazing band, like one of the guys that I eliminated, and here's kind of a spoiler alert. Elvis didn't make my list, right? But it would have made my dad's list for sure. And like, if you're constantly trying to be imitated your whole stick, right, you are amazing. And so there's so many Queen bands out there that are trying to be Queen, and they just can't do it. Freddie, now the movie just came out, and kind of his biopic or biopic, whatever we call it. But Freddy Mercury, hands down, he almost was my George. If I'm going into the Spotify list, I'm probably not picking Queen as much as the one I'm about to tell you. But yeah, I'm gonna go Freddy Mercury, number 2, my link. I think it's on most people's list. I think it's amazing. So yeah.
Wow, that is awesome, man. We got some awesome lists going on so far. I'm digging this. So my link, my number 2. Move into this place, and again, I had to eliminate people. This guy, though, I knew was in my top 4. When we decided we were going to do Vocalists, there was no doubt he was top 4. Now, placing him on there, I moved him around a little bit, but I knew without a doubt there was a place etched out for this guy. My number 2, my link, is Steve Perry from Journey. Man, again, just like you said with Freddie Mercury, I could leave it at that. I can leave it at that, right? I could just say Steve Perry, Journey. Okay, Dennis, who you got? No, but bro, his voice, some of those things that those notes that he hits, it's one of those guys. And you know, similar to Freddie Mercury to me, when I'm in my car and Don't Stop Believing comes on, or
Stop believe, dude,
or Faithfully, or Wheels in the Sky, bro.
Open Arms,
Separate
Ways.
So now I love you. Like I try my best to do it. There's absolutely no way that I could get there, but doesn't stop me.
What was his solo jam? Amber? No.
Oh, Sherry.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Bruh. What?
Dude, he's so good. He's funny when this, I don't know, this probably doesn't make anybody laugh, but every time that Courtney and I say we need to go to the store to get groceries, I say, groceries. I mean, like every time.
That's laughed. I mean, that's perfect.
Well, we do. Man, Steve Perry is so good. So good, man. And it almost looks like effortless too when he sings, like, he just belts it out without a problem. Okay, so Dennis, give us your link of your vocalists.
My link is gonna go with Adam Lazzara from Taking Back Sunday.
Ooh, okay.
He's got hit. I admit the first 2 albums, his vocals weren't the best, but as he got older, he's got kind of almost a soulful like voice that he's developed, and it's just, he's one of those ones. If I hear him feature on a song, I'm changing that band to Taking Back Sunday immediately to hear him sing. So that is actually, Eric is a little uncomfortable with how much I like his vocals sometimes. So
you saying this is a man crush? You got a little something going on?
A bit.
hey, no worries there, man. He's what's the one that he does? Newfound Glory has the is it Newfound Glory? What's that?
The cover of Love Fool. Dude,
when he covers Love Fool,
yeah.
Love me, say that you. Dude, when he sings that one, it's like,
yeah, that's one of the ones that helped make him the list. It's not even his own song; it's his vocals in that.
Yeah.
So good,
dude.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that one because I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah,
I know who he is. I mean, he's a great artist, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to listen to that one. It's fun. It definitely brings me back to a place in time. Now, I still listen to Taking Back Sunday, 100%. But it brings me back to like high school, right out of high school time, just blaring some Take It Back Sunday. Dude, in fact, my ringtone when Courtney calls me is, I just want to break you down so badly. That's my ringtone. So, man.
You do not want to know what my ringtone for Britney was back in the day.
Can you safely say it on the episode?
I'm pretty sure it was a Puddle of Mud song.
Okay. All right. As long as it wasn't everything. That's my impression of Puddle of Mud the whole time. Anyway, they're fun. Man, great pick. I did not see that coming, but I appreciate that you brought him here. So that's awesome, man. Okay, so Kirk,
Love it.
wrap it up.
We need diversity.
What in the hell's diversity?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
But we actually don't need diversity because I'm going to go with our first Rushmore. My number one is Steve Perry.
Come on, yes.
Let's go. So George for me, G-Dub, Steve Perry, between him and Freddy Mercury bouncing back and forth. Journey has, dude, it is supplemented my music so much. Like I went from only listening to certain types of music, and then when Journey was introduced to me, I had their greatest hits album, and dude, I listened to that album nonstop in my truck with the booming bass forever. And I just fell in love with Steve Perry, and seen him in concert probably 3 times. The last one, he wasn't there. It was the other guy, and it was Journey and Def Leppard concert in New Orleans. That was the last time that I saw Journey. But it wasn't the same. But Steve Perry to me, once as soon as Just a Small Town Girl, right? Everybody in the car is now in one accord. Midnight train going in. Nope. See, there you go. There's me. I tried to give you my 3 words and I can't do it. So anyways, so I'm going to go with Steve Perry, Journey. Let me just say this. When you said vocalist, immediately first guy that popped in my head, because I can remember 20 years ago, maybe, having an argument at a party that the greatest singer alive was Steve Perry. And I got flashback to that, and just like, one of those over the table.
I'm interested. What was the other person's argument? Because that's kind of hard to argue against.
That he probably thought it was Freddie Mercury or somebody, but I mean, this is like 20 years ago. And I was like, dude, to me, best vocals, best range, best harmonies. I'm not even a music guy, and I understand that. I mean, this sings the lion to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just perfect. And then the band is great. Great tunes.
That's good. Hey man, I'm glad we got a Rushmore here. I mean, that just goes to show, like, I think most people, when they're thinking of vocalists, Steve Perry's got to be up there. I mean, there's no way he doesn't. You look at even
all the lists that I saw had him at least in the top 10. But here's the thing with music, and we're gonna learn this all throughout March, right? Music is subjective. It is so subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, if I love country and I don't like rock, all these guys sound like garbage to me, right? And it's not because they're not good. That's just not my style of music. For instance, Super Bowl, right? I was born in 78. I'm a kid of the 80s. Early 90s hip hop was the jam. And to see those guys out there doing their thing cleanly during the Super Bowl, it was just phenomenal for me. Was it the best ever? For me, because I loved it, right? But was it the best ever? No. I get the Prince. I get Michael Jackson. I get those things. But here's the thing. It's subjective, because there are so many old white dudes that are like, this is the worst ever. It's like, bro, when are we going to see The Who? We did, and they were garbage, right? When are we going to see Rolling Stones? They were garbage. Stop asking for that. right? So it's subjective. It's what your ears, but there's my soapbox. But so all of this is going to be subjective to what we like and what we are. But Steve Perry, no matter what, almost makes it on everybody's list. So does Freddie. So yeah, it is what it is. That's my list. I'm sticking to it. And man, we got one more from each of you. So let's go. How are we finishing this deal off?
All right. So my George is another Rushmore with you, Kirk. My number one, my George, is Chris Cornell.
Ooh.
Bro, Chris Cornell's voice. I mean, everything that you said about him earlier, obviously in Temple of the Dog, in Soundgarden, in Audio Slave, and his solo things that he did. There's so many videos that I like to watch of him. There's some in particular where he's like at a radio station, just him and an acoustic guitar. Bro, when he sings Nothing Compares to You, I'm like, bro, I'm dead.
I was listening to that last night, and then I realized he has like 7 or 8 just phenomenal covers. And that was one.
He does this one cover where he sings One by Metallica, but he puts it to the music of One by U2.
Oh, and it's so good.
Who thinks of that? Dude's a musical genius. His voice is just, I mean, it'll stop me in my tracks, whatever I'm doing. He's another guy. Like 3 of my 4 singers are that very raspy, just kind of soulful voice. That's just what works for me. And man, Chris Cornell's gone way too soon. You mentioned everything about that. You just think about like some of the things that they could have done continuing, and that's a lot of musicians and a lot of people in general, right? That go too soon, like the things they could have accomplished and everything. But what the legacy that he left us with, the songs that are timeless. Man, he's so good. He's one of the ones to me, and again, personally, that is just the voice of the 90s to me. He just has everything about his voice just screams grunge. But
yeah, probably him and Vedder and Cobain, those 3, much different voices, but maybe even the guy from Smashing Pumpkins. There's a couple voices, but Cornell.
Dude, Cornell is just it goes without being said how fantastic he is.
Honestly, I'm so glad he was in that era. Can you imagine him like being in the 60s, like singing like Beatles stuff? Like
I wanna hold your hand.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been
the same. Yeah, so he's man. Chris Cornell, love that guy, love his vocals. He's one of the ones too that's like, and a lot of the singers that we've talked about today, but from the lyrics to the actual vocals too is huge, right? Like the dude and the songs that he sings, the words that are being sung, man, he's just an artist. To me, my favorite ones, like I said, is just him and an acoustic guitar singing some stuff. And golly,
Show Me How to Live, Black Day.
Black
Like
Hole Sun.
Gosh.
So good.
I forgot cover. I'm going to listen to that after this now.
Yeah. He's so good. So let's finish the show. Who was your George of Vocalists?
My George changed when when Kirk originally said Chris Cornell, and I don't know how I forgot about him to not put him there, but going back to the 90s, gone too soon, Layne Staley.
Oh, yes. He was almost. Yeah, dude. Good pick.
He's just his vocals, and even in there's like Nutshell and stuff, he's one of those guys you can feel his pain almost. Like when he sings, he puts so much emotion into it. And it's a track that he was gone.
Yeah, he's another one of those too.
He is one of the best to me.
Yeah, he's definitely a great pick for George. He is he has such an iconic voice.
Number 5.
But I mean that's perfect.
I always go to this when I think of Layne Staley, Alice in Chains, I think of their MTV Unplugged.
Oh yeah.
And you could see, just kind of like you mentioned, like you could hear his pain and just kind of everything that he felt, all the songs that he was singing. Man, you definitely see.
Dude, we could do a Rushmore of Unplugged and he's definitely probably on it with Clapton and Cobain.
Yeah.
That's 3 of them right off the bat. But dude, that freaking show was amazing.
Yeah. So there we go. That's Rushmore of vocalists. We all got those through. We got a couple Crushmores throughout.
Now look. Before we get off, I have to give honor where honor is due. Okay, I have to give honor where honor is due. Right. Frank Sinatra is an amazing vocalist. I just don't listen to him. Like, he's just not my jam. Like, I love him. Right. Robert Plant, dude. Robert Plant. He went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Like, he started at the top. But here's the thing. To me, I think a lot of the other musicians in that group are what make that. So he kind of moved on. Prince, Michael Jackson, Little Richard, Elvis, James Brown, Sam Cooke, I mentioned earlier. All these guys are amazing vocalists, right? And then of course the 3 big girls. Like, these ladies to me probably beat out all the guys. Aretha Franklin, Mariah Carey, and Whitney Houston. Here's the thing. They are phenomenal. Don't throw me your list down below and go, I just don't listen to that, right? But there is no way anybody can hit that. I can't even do it. Celine Dion was one that probably could be. Yeah. So anyways, these are all phenomenal. Michael Jackson was almost number 1 on or 2 in everybody's list. And I love MJ. Dude, I love all his music. Just not my go-to, you know? I definitely approve if that's on your list. And then the one guy else I'll add is, I was thinking about Eminem, but he's a lyricist, and he's probably the best lyricist to ever live. I give credit where credit's due. He's just not a vocalist, so not a whole lot of singing there. But those guys were probably guys that were bouncing in and off my list. I mentioned a few as we go. Layne Staley was almost there. You guys, this is a phenomenal show. I love everybody. So you guys got any extras that you want to add?
Yeah. So the ones I was thinking of, you mentioned a lot of them there, but Robert Plant was one of the ones that, so this whole month we're going to do Music March. There's a strong case that you could put all 4 members of Led Zeppelin as the George of every instrument.
Yeah.
There's a strong case. You talk about John Paul Jones, you talk about Robert Plant, obviously, Jimmy Page, obviously, John Bonham. Like, there's no way. They're just so, so good. And then I think about iconic voices too. Again, not necessarily technicality. Dude, Ozzy Osbourne. Like, from just a sense of,
especially when you hear him talk for real.
Yeah. Like, there's people like that. There's people that are really iconic that I don't care if it's a hot take and it makes people mad that I don't like. Like, I don't know the guy's name, but Typo Negative. I don't know. That guy's voice is just...
Count Dracula.
Yeah. Oh, like, I don't know. Yeah, man, there's
2 other guys. Phil Collins, Elton John.
Yes.
And just because it's a personal favorite of mine, and when he sings what is it, Song of Silence, the guy from Disturbed, David
Drayton.
Yeah, bro. When he sings that one song, I'm like, wow. I didn't know you could sing like that, bro.
So what are some of the people, Dennis, who were left off of your list?
A lot of ones I've already mentioned. I had Michael Jackson on there at one point, but I just don't. 10 years ago, he might have been there because I was listening to him a little more. I don't do that. I don't listen to him too much anymore. But the one that got bumped off my list was a big wild card, was Bjorn Strid from Soilwork.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
His cleans, he's another one. I hear him on another person's song. I immediately switch to either Soilwork, or he has a really cool, like, 80s sounding classic rock band called the Night Flight Orchestra, where it's all cleans. And he's just, you don't think like somebody that's in like a, death metal band can sing that well. But I had Freddy Mercury on there at one point. And it all came down to, like I said earlier, who do I actually listen to more?
I got a wild card.
What you
Peter
got?
Gabriel.
Oh, yeah. Sledgehammer. He might be the George of music videos for that one. For Sledgehammer, I love that
Dude,
music.
somebody's list had Rick Astley.
What?
I was like,
Get that out.
he
of
only
here.
did one song. Like he did a meme.
Yeah.
What?
Never gonna give you up. Like, yeah. They were trolling. They were Rickrolling you. Who knows?
You got Rickrolled.
Hey, so that was an awesome job, everybody. Dennis, thank you for helping us out today, sharing your expertise, your opinion as far as vocalists go.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, we're
Dennis,
gonna
I just
keep
want to
you-
say thank you
Yeah.
for being such a fan of the show. I know you're a fan of Andy. You guys grew up and kind of did this band thing together, but it's really awesome to see the community grow and different people in different places. And I'll always enjoy your comments. And man, we're going to have you back on the show again.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I enjoy supporting my friends and anything they do. So
Yeah, man.
it's always a pleasure to help them out.
Yeah. So hey,
Hope you guys grow.
yeah, definitely. So we're actually going to keep you around, Dennis, because we have a fun segment that's coming up right now.
Oh, surprise new segment.
All right, so today we're going to keep Dennis around a little bit longer. We've got a super special first time fun event. We figured, hey, it's Music March. Let's make these extra bonus segments at the end. Let's keep that music theme going. And today what we're going to do is a game, Name That Tune. We've all played that before, right? We talked about it before, listening to it on the radio. First person to name the song wins, right? But today we're going to twist it up a little bit. I've mentioned this before. I have two daughters. I've got a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And one of the first Christmases I remember, this might even actually be a hand-me-down, is we got them this xylophone. A lot of people have this xylophone toy, okay?
What
Now,
do you have planned for us?
so we're going to make this interesting. Instead of me just humming or singing a song or playing a song, we're going to do, I'm going to give you a couple songs. Only I know what they are. I'm going to play them to the best of my ability on the xylophone, which is...
When this thing is over, you might still only be the one that knows who they are.
Yeah. So who knows? This could be a complete train wreck, but it's going to be fun. Here's how it works. I'm going to play the song. You guys will all hear it. Dennis, Kirk, first person to shout out what song it is gets a point. And we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun, right? At the very least, we'll know this. Everyone will
Song?
know that I'm
Band?
horrible. Just give me the name of the song. Yeah, that's going to be more specific. Yeah, give me the name of the song. If you give me the song name and the band, that's cool. But as long as you give me the song name, we're good. Okay, so we're going to start with one. And listen, it's not going to sound anything like the song. So what I would recommend to you guys is just follow along. I'm going to probably do the vocal melody from it as much as I can to celebrate vocalists, right? That we talked about today. So let's get started. First person to give me the name of this song wins. All right, here we go.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, you got it. Nice.
I had it right there too. I was about to say it, and I was
Yeah.
about to say Crazy Train.
So yeah, Iron Man. There you go. Dennis has a point to start. Again, I'm not a xylophonist, if that's what they're called.
I got it on the second round, and then I had to sing it to myself.
Okay, here we go. So I don't know if I'm going to play it right, but I actually have learned this song on here, so this one actually might sound somewhat like it. Okay. Wait, no. No.
The end.
In the end, Lincoln Park. Listen. I sat down in my kid's room on the floor, learning how to play "In the End," the intro.
Yeah. It
Talk about
starts with one thing. I don't know why.
Okay, let's go to some other songs. This one might be a little easier. Again, I don't know how to play it necessarily, but we'll see how it works.
I feel good that I at least knew the two songs. Okay, here we go.
good. Moral victory, right? All right,
Moral
here we go.
victories. Participation trophy. Participation.
Here we go. No.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Kirk knows happy birthday, but not Iron Man. So that's cool. All right. So right now, 2-1. 2-1.
I am Iron Man.
All right. So all of us have kids. Giving you a hint, you'll probably know this song. Oh, no. I'm trying to get my first note.
Baby Shark.
Yeah, Baby Shark. I don't know if your kid enjoys Baby Shark or not, or if you allow it in your home or not.
We have not into that yet. Right now, it's all about Pooh Bear.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know. I'm not going to play Pooh Bear. Okay. So 2-2, tie game. Very good. Oh gosh, I feel so bad for myself here. I don't know. We're going to try this one. I picked these songs. Okay. God, it's so bad.
Oh.
No, you're so off. You can pass if you don't know it. This is bad. This is the worst one so far. What if I give you I'm going to give you the artist, okay, to narrow it down. This is Elton John.
Tiny Dancer?
Yeah, Tiny Dancer, you got it. Oh, man.
That was the only song I knew, and I was like, it doesn't sound like Tiny Dancer.
Not at all. It doesn't sound like Tiny Dancer at all. Okay. 2 more songs.
The first song that popped in my head, too.
3-2. 2 more songs. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Oh, man, this is the worst. It's like the whole chorus. Okay, let's try it again.
Stumped.
Okay, Garth Brooks.
Friends in Low Places.
Yeah! Oasis, oh, I got friends. Bro, I'm telling you, you're getting the best out of me right now. That's all I got.
Getting the best.
All right. Last one. This is for 1,000,000 points. Whoever gets it wins. Okay.
Well, it's tied, so whoever gets it wins anyways.
But it sounds better if you know that you're getting 1,000,000 points for it, right? Okay. Here we go.
Amelia points.
1,000,000 points. All right. Here we go. All right.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh, there you go for the win. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Was that originally yours before I said it?
No, actually, when you mentioned it, I changed it because I had Walk by Pantera, and there was no way that was happening on the xylophone. All right, so hey, look, that was Name That Tune. I did as best as I could on a xylophone. I was surprised. There's only 2 of them that I had to give you guys clues. So I mean, Hey, great job.
So yeah, that was good. That was fun. Thank you to Amelia for lending her instruments to us to fulfill my wildest dreams in winning the Name That Tune challenge. But
you were the first time champion of Name That Tune, and maybe the only time because of how
comeback hero. I was comeback. I was like, I was coming back like to win. Yeah.
Great job, guys. And Dennis, again, thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you go check out Acala. We're going to put their link in the description, how you can find them on Facebook, Spotify, all those areas. Very excited. Thank you for being a part of the Rushmore community, Dennis. Thank you for liking and following along with us. And any final words, Dennis, that you have to say before we leave for the day?
What you've already said. Like, share, and follow the episodes and the show.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gives me something to look forward to every week. See what you guys come up with.
Yeah.
so-
It's been so much fun getting to know you, Dennis. Thank you for coming. And just here we go. This is March is going to be all music, right? And I think we're pretty much all music fans. So first one's Vocalists. Be on the lookout. Guitarists, bassists, drummers are on the way. Like, share, subscribe, let everybody know. But the best part about all this is getting to hang out with new friends. We're starting to get some guest speakers around. If there's something that you want to hear from us, any kind of Rushmore, or you want to be a part of the show, look, we have an email down in the comments. You can even shoot us in the comments. Let us know what your favorite Rushmore would be, or even if you have some expertise that you want to give into the talk. So, man, thank you guys for just hanging out with us and taking this ride with us. This is episode 10. What? That is crazy.
Double digits.
Double digits. We actually made it without giving up. So, yeah, man, thank you for being a part, man.
Yeah. So we love you guys so much. We thank you for joining us. And always remember, this is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more. Peace.
Peace.